This video is brought to you by patreon.com/worsttake. Get access to exclusive live streams and Discord servers, on-screen shoutouts, and early access to some videos when you join now. Help make sure that we can continue to make content like this by supporting the Patreon. Links are in the description down below. You know, I've been around for some dumb controversies, some flat out stupid controversies, right? For the 5 years that I've been doing this on YouTube, you know, we've ran in to some pretty stupid controversies over the years. We can reminisce and go through them all. There was the Hugh Jackson, when you're in this chair, you see how it is, to somebody who's also been a head coach on Hard Knocks. That was a stupid controversy that kind of ended up being funny back around. Like just all kinds of stupid content. Duke Johnson, if you want to get on this ride or not. Baker Mayfield quote, Baker Mayfield, Jesus Tony, come get me. Come get me. The whole Odell Beckham era. Remember when people were mad that Odell Beckham wore a watch, and then people were mad that Odell Beckham wore a visor, and then people were mad that Odell Beckham celebrated a touchdown? We've had our fair share of dumb controversies in Cleveland. It's nothing that we're a stranger to in this city, is having a dumb controversy. Boy, oh boy, I don't know if I'm happy to report to you, but this happened over the week, but this week took the cake. This week, we might have had the dumbest Browns controversy of all time. For those of you who don't know, for those of you who don't spend a lot of time online, for those of you who aren't aware of what controversy I am referring to. During the game on Sunday, Deshaun Watson watched the Browns play from a luxury suite. That's the controversy. I'm dead serious. The controversy is largely based around the fact that Deshaun Watson watched the Browns play from a luxury suite in street clothes while he's out for the year. There's really nothing else to add to this. He didn't flip the camera off. He didn't even laugh when the camera was on him. He just simply watched the game in street clothes from a luxury suite. And this irrelevant nothing burger of a thing. And look, if you decided to get yourself all charged up on either side of it, whether you're saying he should be in the luxury box, he could get hurt, or you're saying, oh, what a terrible teammate, he's not on the field. I'm telling you right now, you have wasted minutes of your life you're never getting back, because arguing about this is stupid. This happened on Wednesday, by the way, the whole controversy about this, or Monday or two, whatever. Whenever Joe Burrow was on the sideline on Monday Night Football. Okay, so this happened on Monday. I purposely tried to spend a whole week just ignoring it, because this might have been the dumbest controversy of all time. Just stupid. Just flat out stupid. It solves nothing. It proves nothing. If you don't like Deshaun Watson, this is going to be more fuel for you not to like. You know what? Is this dumber than when people got mad at Deshaun Watson for posting "this gonna be a movie" on Snapchat? This is such a stupid thing to be upset about. This is such a stupid thing to be upset about, or even to care about. Most people who watched the game saw Deshaun Watson in the luxury box, went, okay, and then moved on with their life. Nah, not Cleveland. not the online Cleveland fans. And look, I love y'all, but this one's stupid. Now, some people are telling me that this started from a Browns fan. It wouldn't surprise me. Browns fans been warm with Browns fans all season, to the point where nobody can enjoy the fact that this team's 2 games over 500 with 4 different quarterbacks playing. Okay, that part doesn't surprise me. Somebody holding down the flag for whatever agenda that they had decided to compare those 2 photos and say, see, this is why Deshaun's not a leader, because he's in a luxury box and Joe Burrow's on the sideline. Well, Now that I have to address this, because I feel like it has to be addressed, because Mary Kay had to write a 4-page article on this subject. Now it's a thing. And I'm not blaming Mary Kay for that becoming a thing. She didn't make it a thing. People made it a thing. She has to write about it. Now I got to talk about it. Not because Mary Kay wrote for it, because enough of y'all kept talking about it. It just did not go away. Here is why this controversy is stupid. If you're trying to say that Deshaun Watson is somebody of questionable character, this is the worst example you could use. There are 30 plus examples of Deshaun Watson having maybe a questionable character that you can use that are much better examples and much more effective than this man sitting in a suite watching a football game. It's stupid. It's nitpicking. It's stupid. And honestly, it's counterproductive because, again, if your whole point in making this article or making this post or making these tweets about Deshaun was to bring down his character, there are things available for you to do that are much more effective than tweeting about this man in a damn luxury box. For the people who don't like Deshaun Watson, I want to speak to you. Because I understand why you don't like him. He has a bad reputation. He has been accused of some terrible things. We all understand why somebody would not like Deshaun Watson, whether that's the position that anybody takes of him off the field. We understand that. But let me ask you this question. Do you think reaching like this is productive? Do you think normal people who aren't entrenched into this argument about Deshaun Watson see somebody get mad at him sitting in a box and think that that's normal behavior? Or do you think somebody sees the internet get mad at somebody for watching a game in a luxury box and they respond like Titus Howard did? A current left tackle who said, all right, now y'all trying to crucify him, basically. You make him look more sympathetic when you attack him over things that people can obviously identify are silly. And you don't got to point to silly stuff to make a point about Deshaun Watson. You just don't. There's no need to. He's giving you plenty of stuff. But when you make it about this stuff, then you make the anger about Deshaun Watson seem petty and unwarranted. And then you make people just not care about why people were upset at Deshaun Watson in the first place. So if you were somebody who enjoyed that and you got your little dunk off and you hit the like button, you put in the comment, "Who, he's such a bad person," all you did was hurt your point. You made yourself look like an idiot. You played yourself. It's stupid. When you want to make Deshaun Watson look bad, there's stuff available. You don't got to reach. You don't got to reach. But y'all keep reaching. And it keeps being counterproductive. Now, that's just the surface of it. The truth of it makes it the point look even worse for anybody who's interested. The reason Deshaun Watson was not on the sidelines wasn't because he didn't want to be on the sidelines. He did, but he was not approved to be on the sidelines. The Browns like to play it safe. We know that they like to play it safe with this kind of thing, and they did not allow him access to the sidelines because he's injured. The same exact thing, by the way, happened to Nick Chubb when they had him be introduced a couple weeks ago. He was not allowed to be on the sidelines because he's injured, and they don't want anybody who's injured on the sidelines of an NFL game. Now, I know there's a lot of people who hear that and go, well, why would anybody be worried about that? Are the sidelines really that dangerous? I think y'all don't know anybody who's ever been on the sideline, because anybody I've spoken to that's been on the NFL sidelines tells me it's like watching NASCAR 2 feet up. It's super dangerous. It's not safe. People get hurt all the time on NFL sidelines. They're just not famous, so you don't find out about it. But people get hurt almost every week at a football game standing on the sidelines. It's not ridiculous to think that somebody could get hurt standing on the sidelines. Also, I asked the people who are upset about this, if you are legitimately upset that he was not on the sideline giving Joe Flacco advice. Again, when DTR was in there and Deshaun Watson was cleared to be on the sideline, he was down there helping out DTR. That's also the other goofy thing about this, right? People are giving Joe Burrow this credit for standing on the sideline and helping out and doing it. Deshaun's done that all year. The 1 week he's not cleared to be on the sidelines at a game that he's at, people lose their minds. And again, what did you want Deshaun Watson to do? Give Joe Flacco, who's played in the league longer than him, advice? What are we actually mad at? What are we actually mad at is the question. It's nothing. That's the answer. I don't care what excuse you got in your head to keep this up. It's nothing. Nobody has anything to actually be mad at. It's silly. It's silly. And if you're one of the people who are upset about it, please understand that it was silly. And I need us to understand this because, like, we did the same thing with Odell Beckham, where we got mad at every single thing that Odell Beckham did. And I have to ask, like, when you do that, does it make the game any funner for you? Getting mad at every trivial thing that a player does that you may or may not like, does that make the game more enjoyable? Does that make your life any better when you do that? So I don't understand why we continue to do this. I really don't. If you don't like a player, just don't talk about them. Just ignore them. That's why I do the players I don't like. There's plenty of players in the NFL I don't like for whatever reason. I don't sit here and obsess about them. They're in and out my mind like a fart. That's a weird analogy to use in this moment. But truly, they're in and out my mind like that. I don't care. Because it's not going to make my life better to hang on to this. This is as silly gets. This was one of the most nothing, goofy controversies ever. I heard people go from the fact that he was sitting in that suite tells me that he don't want to be on the Browns for real. How do you get there from one shot of a man watching a game from a suite? How do you get there? And if Deshaun Watson wasn't, the ironic thing is that Deshaun Watson was truly disinterested and decided not to show up to the game, not to be anywhere near the team, not to show up to any of the practices. If he was truly disinterested in that way, nobody would have said anything. But the fact that he was interested enough to go check the game out and go see his guys and talk to them and hang out with them all week at practice, now it's a controversy. This is not solving anything. This is not proving any points. All it's doing is making the people involved in this conversation and Browns fans by proxy look goofy. We don't have to take every piece of bait. We really just don't. And this is an example of it. This is the dumbest controversy that we have ever talked about on this channel. And these are my thoughts on it. Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.